In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into string functions in SQL, and these can really help you clean data and get more insights from your data. So let's go over to BigQuery, and we're going to be looking at a StackOverflow dataset. Just to give you a look at what we're looking at today, here's the StackOverflow dataset, and I'm just going to pull 3 columns from this. We've got a title of the StackOverflow question, so this is a post question. We've got the tags of where they sit, and then we have an owner's name in this as well. And we're going to use this to cycle through a few string functions. First string function we're going to look at is upper and lower. So what upper and lower do, they either uppercase a string or they lowercase a string. And this is just really good for string presentation to the end user. We're going to run this and we can see that we have the title here in the case that it is in the database. Then we've converted all that to upper. Then we've converted all that to lower, which it is anyway. Next one we're going to look at is length, which is really good for seeing how long something is. You can use it in a filter, and this is really checking how long a string is. So again, we're looking at the title. We can have title, and then we can have the length of that title, and this can be used to kind of find longer titles or to filter out titles that are below a certain length or above a certain length. So really getting rid of all those short titles or intelligible titles. Next one we're going to look at is SUBSTRING. So this is really taking out a section of a string, really good for acronyms or just taking out the first couple of characters. So what we're doing here, again, we're looking at the title, and we've seen from the last query that a lot of those titles are quite long. So I'm going to use the SUBSTRING function, then I want to put title in that, and then I want to put 1 and 10, which will just bring out the first 10 characters of the string. So looking at this, I have a long string in here, and then I have a preview string, which I've just used SUBSTRING for. So really useful function here. And this is start at 1, end at 10, but you could have start at 10, end at 20. The next one is left and right, and these are really useful for kind of taking out, again, abbreviations or taking out a certain section. So say if a phone number was with somebody's name or something like that, and if there was some company code in an accounting data set, and I can just do left for the title and right for the title. So what this will do is the left will take out the first 5. So I'm going left, the title, the first 5 characters, and right will take out the last 5. So you can see here this 5M here, gone right title 5, and that's taken out the 5M there. Next function, which is extremely useful, is concatenation. So we use a function called CONCAT to do this in SQL. So really what this is really good for is taking out categories. So you can concat 2 elements together. You could do a group by that. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a concat. I'm using a string first, then a comma, then a column from the data set, then another string, and then another column from the data set, and this can be as many as you want. So in here you can see here from what we looked at the start, we have the tags column in here, and we have the title column, and I've put in my own strings here. One good tip for this is to always include a space at the end if you're starting with a string, or a space at the start and the end if you are concatenating a string onto an existing text string, just because it makes it look a lot better. Otherwise everything's going to be on top of each other. The last function we're going to look at is replace, and this is super useful for when you want to change, say, a company name in a data set, or you want to abbreviate something, or you want to lengthen something, is what we're doing here. So what we're looking for in this query here is we're looking for titles that include SQL, and for all titles that include SQL, we're going to replace the title where it says SQL with structured query language, and we're going to call that title replace. And when I run this, you can see that I have SQL CE insert failed, and now I have structured query language CE insert failed. So everywhere where SQL is, it's replacing that with structured query language. So that was a bit of a whistle stop tour through a lot of string functions in SQL. There's a lot more than this, but I feel these are the most commonly used. Really use concat a lot, substring a lot, and replace a lot. I hope you found this video useful. Follow for more.